Do you wrestle with reality testing? On the 28th of August 2017, the world was captured by the big fight between a world champion boxer and a world champion mixed martial arts fighter. These two giants came together in a clash on a Saturday night in Las Vegas. Round 7 showed a tiring Conor McGregor losing his steam, whilst Floyd Mayweather took the upper hand. A few rounds later, the fight was stopped because McGregor's safety was at stake. He was being knocked around and had no energy left to respond. When the fight was stopped, he put up his hands and was saying, "I was getting him, I was getting him." It was noteworthy that after the fight, McGregor expressed disappointment that he wasn't allowed to continue and allow Mayweather to knock him down completely. He was convinced that he would have recovered his energy. Both sportsmen are brilliant in their field and in top physical shape, and we can learn a lot from both of them. The reason why their example is used is simply to demonstrate how we are not always in touch with reality and how this may impact our behaviors and relationships. Although McGregor was full of bravado, the reality was that he wasn't getting his opponent. He was in serious trouble, and sometimes our failure to test our own reality can also place us in trouble. It is important to have a healthy level of optimism, but when our optimism overrides the undoubtable reality that faces us, it would be a better response to acknowledge reality, disappointed as we may be, and move on to another action or strategy. Emotional intelligence includes our ability to face disappointment and frustration and move forward in spite of this. To put aside and to recognize that the world is not only about success, but also about failure. Failure is part of the same coin in which we find success. We should not separate them. Dealing with failure is necessary. It is failure that builds us through perseverance and improvement. Remember that reality testing is slanted to the negative side as well. If, for example, McGregor was convinced that he was not good enough to fight a man with 49 wins under his belt and that he wasn't going to get beyond the first 3 rounds, he may have been underestimating his strength and talent. This negative self-talk often affects our performance in that we perform downwards to the vision of ourselves, which may be less than what we are capable of. It may also affect our performance upwards to a vision of ourselves that is unrealistic. Whilst this will stretch us, it could also stretch us to an unhealthy level of tension where we face huge disappointment and self-doubt. Healthy reality testing happens when we find a balance between optimism and knowing when our expectations are not achievable. To help you with regular reality checks, here are some questions you could ask yourself. What are my assumptions? Do I have concrete evidence? If I were looking at the situation from the outside in, what would I see? What would someone I admire think about this? What would someone I dislike think about this? Always be aware of making inferences and assumptions which cannot be actually verified. These become our own reality of the situation and may well be untrue. Thank you.